Okay, starting with the DAX here, and well, we're looking at this October low here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. We've been searching for the top. A lot of the markets around the world have moved down quite nicely. This market is still sort of hanging up here, but we need to look at the possibility of it pulling back at this point. So we're just going to go straight to the 100 ticks here and just have a look at this top area. So let me just get in some more data. Maybe 15k would do the trick. So yesterday we'd been looking at it in a couple of different ways, but mainly with the wave 1 up here, and we had these 5 waves here. Wasn't the best looking 5 waves, but still. And then we're also looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here, but also trying to understand if it was bullish to the upside, because we're seeing other currencies like the pound roll over as testing these current lows down here now, and the euro as well. So we're starting to see that sort of roll. The indices have held up better, but the pattern to the inverse of the US dollar, we could perhaps have a look at that when we have a look at the currency. So we kind of need to look at this building to the downside. I might just be a little bit conservative and go this 1 and 2 here, and then we'll need we're in wave 3 here, so we really need to take out the low here or come close to it. So 1, 2, 3 here, and 4. There's normally a sort of bounce around, the previous lows over here, and we'll put wave 5 down here. So it's a little bit of a guessing game at this point, and then we'll put wave 1 in here, and there'll be a pullback for wave 2 here. So it appears that I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So somewhere along here, if we just tune this in a little bit more here, that will probably be down into here, and then you'll see an ABC correction here, retesting supply, and then trying to move on down through this here. So it'll be a little bit tricky getting through these lows here, but it'll be something like this. Now, if I'm totally wrong about all this and we're in this bullish trend here, then quite simply all you need to do at this point is look to go long above this high here for that. So we'll just turn that green, but it's possible. But yeah, I think the downside is got more weight to it at this point. So yeah, so yesterday over the last few days, whatever, we've been looking up at the A, the B, and the C wave up here. A little bit messy in there, but yeah, so now we've got this situation here. This could be an A and a B and a C here, but I don't really see 5 waves up from the low here. It's kind of quite clear that it's 3 waves, isn't it? So that means we can take out the low here. Sometimes there's equality between things, so we could look at this low here and just move that over here, somewhere in there. Anyway, you get the idea. So it'll be something like this coming into play here. So that's the DAX at this point. It's held, it came back up quite high here, hasn't it, But anyway, that's that. And the Footsie, I'm not really paying much attention to, because I feel like it will roll over. It's going to have a hard time at the 8,000. It's not, as I mentioned, coming up here, it's not going to go anywhere. We need it to top and turn. You can look for short trades when you see the retest. So if you think of it like, if that's the 8,000 here, you need a little drop through here, and then you need the retest back up. Now it can go back above the level, right? But you start from the low and keep working. So you need that retest coming back up here. And if you can, that retest there needs to be on lower volume than the current move down there. So you need a failed retest. We're not getting that just yet for that. And then we come to the euro dollar here, and you can see it's the same as the DAX, except it's bending over downwards here, That's partly because of the US, well, you know, everything's part of everything. So the US dollar here, as you know, we've been looking at the A wave, the B wave, and now we're heading up for the C wave here. So that's going to push up higher. So yeah, we're looking up at 10.5 at this point. I mean, it could go higher, but we're just looking at an A and a B and a C wave here. We'll look at the speed in which this travels and those sort of things, but definitely needs to move up into the 105 area, and that would put the opposite to this is just simply the A, the B, and the C wave down here. Now it is a little bit spiky in here, and so not quite sure how to count this. I've been sort of mulling it over a little bit, but coming off these lows here, there is support. So we're going to see some, it looks like a little 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. So we'll see a little ABC go back here, and then you can look to short under that rally there. That would be the short trade there. It could get a bit more volatile, but it should be in that space there, and that would be that really, and we'll be coming down further, and this will be the same for the cable here. So we've been looking down at the top of one here, then the A wave, the B wave, and then looking down from the B wave here. We want some sort of equality between, you know, this length here and the next length over here. So we're sort of heading down into this area through here somewhere with all of this, say 15 and 18 here. Then we can bring in group 2 and those sort of things, you know. So once again, this is not giving me the little ABC pattern here because I can see the dollar's just moving down. So we can just remove those. I'm not sure how to count this down here. I think that I might need to push this down here a little bit further, even as 1, 2, 3, but definitely coming to the downside here. There should be a bit of a retest of all of that, but you can look to build in a short position there because we know that the US dollar needs to go back up. That should be retesting there, but from this point here, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into this space here. Into the 19 area there, and then get a bit of a bounce off that. So basically still trending down for this market. And yeah, we'll look for that equality down when we've got 18 here, the 1650. That's an important part of group 2. I could just borrow one of these, 1720 there, so we'll just paint that red, and that should be good to go at that point. So that's kind of where we're heading to. It can move out and go down lower. So what we want to see is you know, this market here up at the 105, or to be able to count 5. I don't know, I have to spend some time on this here. I'm not quite sure what to include that spike. You know, do I put wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1 here and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2? You know, what am I? I've got to kind of figure out what I'm building here at this point. Yeah, so that's that really. So dollar up and everything else down. That's pretty much it. The dollar will go up with the yields, of course, and perhaps have a look at those in the next video. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.